What is beauty? What is the people's perception about beauty? Magazine, movies, and commercials have spoon-fed girls with the idea that they can only be beautiful if they have long legs, great hair, and curves in all the right places. According to the modern society, girls should walk and talk pretty and have perfect skin. They should watch their weight and keep up with the newest trends in fashion. In certain parts of the world, such as Asia, beauty is homogenized. Since ancient times, Asian culture ideal view of perfection has been highly regarded. The emphasis on female beauty has been carried into the present day, where outer beauty is prized. For instance, South Korea has developed into one of the leading countries in the beauty and cosmetic industry with one of the highest rates of cosmetic surgery. Their typical perceptions of beauty, which is to have pale, baby-like skin, soft brown hair, and big brown eyes. This situation leads to the appearance of standard of beauty stereotype. How is the perception of standard beauty begin? The perception of standard beauty itself has been appeared since prehistory era. In this era, beauty means having a waist as small as possible. To achieve this in reality, the corset became a popular undergarment among women in the Western world from the late Renaissance into the 20th century. In the 1890s, American artist Charles Dana Gibson drew images of tall, slim-waisted yet voluptuous women in illustration for mainstream magazines, and these depictions of the new feminine ideal were referred to as the Gibson girl. Then, in the 20th century, there is a shift towards an increasingly young and increasingly kind of athletic and slender body. It remains somewhat unclear what triggered this shift, but the interest in thin bodies would continue well into the modern day. In 1920, more slim physique is desirable. A slender woman's body started to appear in magazines in the mid-1920s. An epidemic of eating disorders also occurred among young women. The desired body shape in the mid-century is an hourglass-like girl, popularized by actors such as Marilyn Monroe and Grace Kelly. Women are thought to have a high attraction through fashion. At this period of time, the thin body becomes the most desirable body form for all women. Women began to imitate the body shape of Twiggy, a cover model. Since the appearance of models with thin body, they have begun to become obsessed with thin bodies. When the 80s rolled around, the supermodel era began. In this era, women were meant to be tall, thin, but slightly athletic. Hips get much smaller, though large breasts were still the rage. Women were influenced more by models than actors for fashion and body trends, while models continued to be widely thinner than the average person. In 1990, models like Kate Moss reassigned the standard of thin body. This period also occurs when the trend of pierced navel and tight stomach. Although in this era women have more choices than before and have the opportunity to express themselves freely, women at this time are still considered beautiful if they are thin. In fact, at this time, the value of beauty is very high. It is evident that many women are willing to have a plastic surgery to get an ideal appearance. At present, fashion magazine models become one of the standards of beauty. Many women make models as the example of the ideal woman. Many famous fashion magazines that choose models with certain criteria, where usually these models will be an ideal figure for every woman, especially in terms of beauty. One of the most famous magazines is Vogue. Vogue has been hailed as the world's most influential fashion magazine since its debut in 1892. For over a century, Vogue has been setting the standard in fashion. Vogue is a monthly fashion magazine for women. It is not only the most famous fashion magazines in the world, but also the best-selling one. Vogue is a magazine that has a long history. It has already lasted more than 120 years. It has been a part of the fashion industry since World War I. Nowadays, people read Vogue to know what items is fashionable in the season and what is happening in the fashion world. Vogue is known as the Fashion Bible. There is no doubt that it wields significant influence on the fashion industry. Vogue enjoys a high status in the fashion industry. The status is so high that it is so hard for other fashion magazines to catch up with it. Vogue power is universally acknowledged. It's the place everybody wants to be if they want to be in the world of fashion. It has the power to define what is the trend of season. The number of Vogue's gross international leadership in 2015 is 12.5 million, and the number of its international monthly users is 31.1 million. The influence of Vogue also extends to models, that the appearance of model on the cover of Vogue means attainment of supermodel status. Vogue's wide-reaching influence stems from various sources, including the persona and achievement of its most famous editor, its ability to reflect political discourse through fashions and editorial articles, and its move to emerging economies. Or sure, Vogue's influence is amazingly widespread. Vogue magazine is the most famous fashion magazines in the world. For the models and artists, being included in the cover of Vogue is their dream and the thing that models and artists want most of the world. Being a model on the Vogue cover is a pride for them and can be a tool to prove their existence and popularity. Vogue magazines, perhaps the world's top arbiter of style, is making a statement about its own models. Too young and too thin is no longer in. The 18 editors of Vogue magazines around the world made a pact to project the image of health models. Nowadays, Vogue brings a new breakthrough to the world of magazine modeling by introducing models with their own uniqueness. Those are, first, Daphne Self. She is the oldest professional model in the modeling world. Being a model since 1949, she appeared on the cover of Vogue magazine in 1998. She also appeared in Harper's Bazaar and Vanity Fair. She was approached by the leading organization to do more work. One is Daniela Luna. She is the first black model on Vogue cover. By 1965, Luna had moved to London, where she was photographed by David Bailey for the March 1966 cover of British Vogue. Again, the first time in its history that the magazine had used a black model on its cover. By the end of 1968, Luna had become the biggest international black beauty since Josephine Baker. The third one is Beverly Johnson. In 1974, when Beverly Johnson appeared on the cover of Vogue, Johnson rose to fame when she became the first African-American model to appear on the cover of American Vogue in August 1974. When Beverly Johnson found out that she'd made the August 1974 cover of the Fashion Bible, she was ecstatic, but also outraged to discover she was breaking a racial taboo for the first time. The next one is Tando Hoppa. Vogue magazine has started a new campaign to launch more diverse black women into the limelight. The 2019 April issue is a historical one as it features South African model Tando Hoppa, the first albino model to grace the cover of this international fashion magazine. The April edition is meant to be the celebration of the full range of African skin and beauty. This edition celebrates the boundless creative resources of Africans and Afro-descendants through fashion, beauty, art, lifestyle, entertainment, and culture. One is Gillian Mercado. She was the first model in a wheelchair to grace the digital cover of Teen Vogue. Mercado, the daughter of Dominican immigrants, is changing the way we think about conventional ideas of style and exposing a gap in the fashion industry. The next one is Devon Aoki. Devon Aoki is a model with a height of 170 cm. She managed to break the stereotype that being a model must have a height body. The next one is Ashley Graham. The 21-year-old model and self-proclaimed body activist is the first plus-size model to grace the cover of the 125-year-old magazines. And while Graham herself has stated that she doesn't like the term plus-size, since her 2015 cover of Sport Illustrated swimsuits issue, Ashley Graham made a history in March 2017 as the first plus-size model on the cover of American Vogue appearing in a group shot. The next one is Paloma Elser. The Arabia cover isn't the first time Elser has appeared in Vogue. She was on the cover of British Vogue's May cover as part of a group of models changing the face of fashion, and has popped up on the digital sites time and time again. Vogue Arabia's July or August 2018 issue is all about the body revolution toward greater inclusivity of people of all shapes and sizes. So fittingly, its cover stars are two shining beacons of body positivity and self-love, Ashley Graham and Paloma Elser. Paloma appeared in Vogue cover together with Ashley Graham. This marks the third Vogue cover of Ashley, who previously made history in March 2017 as the first plus-size model on the cover of American Vogue appearing in a group shot. She also appeared solo on British Vogue's January 2017 cover. It's Paloma's second Vogue appearance after covering the May 2018 issue of British Vogue with a group of other models changing the face of fashion. The changes in modeling world leads to the appearance campaigns about body image or accept your body campaigns. Here are some examples of accept your body campaigns. The first one is Love Your Body campaign. This has turned into more of social movement than a specific campaign, but Love Your Body has overtaken the internet and social media with its message to embrace your figure. Originally started by the National Organization for Women, they designed October 14th to be Love Your Body Day in order to take back to the oppressive beauty standards that society holds for women. It's now turned into an activist-fueled movement with advertisement, videos, memes, and more. The second one is I'm No Angel campaign. The hashtag and social media campaign I'm No Angel by Lane Bryant is aiming to redefine what society considers to be sexy by having women of all sizes submit photos of themselves using a personal statement of confidence with the hashtag. The campaign is being run primarily through the plus-size retailer's Tumblr page, which I think is also awesome, considering how much body positivity lives there. Although not everyone has considered the campaign to be success, since the models featured in Albi's initial ad were all generally of the same size. It is getting attention nonetheless and definitely making waves, which I personally think always indicates a sign of success. The next one is fashion. This sector of the body positivity movement has become a powerful force on social media websites like Tumblr and Instagram, where proud fat women have taken to the site to post their gorgeous selfies and outfits. The best part of this campaign is that it's grown organically and started a cultural conversation about body image and fashion, because obviously it is possible to love fashion and also be fat. I personally think this movement has led to the turning tides in plus-size fashion, with major retailers now getting on board selling fashionable, trendy clothes for people who happen to be over a size 12. The last one is the body confidence campaign. The body confidence campaign is about changing our culture to reduce body image pressure and promote healthy attitudes to our bodies. The body confidence campaign was established in November 2010 to raise awareness of body image issues, work with industry to tackle causes of negative body image, and give people tools to challenge the images they see which can impact on their self-esteem. The body confidence campaign was set up by Lynn Featherstones, a minister for equalities in 2010. It is now led by Josh Winson, a minister for women and equalities. It works with an expert advisory group drawn from across industry and the third sector to promote positive and diverse representation of appearance in the media and other cultural forms, individual resilience to low body confidence and media literacy, and young people's aspirations and confidence in their contribution to society. When this woman has been successfully become a cover model of Vogue magazine, the other magazine will follow these changes, since Vogue magazine has become the fashion bible and standard of women's beauty. Thus, those models together with Vogue has contributed in terms of changing beauty perception around the world. So, how do we determine what makes a person beautiful? Though it might seem like the standards of beauty we have today must be historically universal, really the opposite is true. The perfect female body has greatly changed over the years, even though the foundations of the female form has stayed the same. If we always determine the type of beauty, then there will be no end, because the standards of beauty that has become the stereotype of every person is always changing from time to time, when in fact, beauty is relative. So next time you feel like your own body might be less than perfect, just remember that perfection is an ephemeral ideal, bound to change and transform, looking stunningly different from one generation to the next. So the point is, true beauty lies deep within. No matter what you look like on the outside, if you know you are beautiful, nothing can change that.